Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. It's Brian Dolinick here, and this is going to be a talk on how to start a business from home. Alright, I'm going to share with you a couple examples and sharing with you just really my kind of experience when it comes to this. And I want to touch base on a good example. This is web hosting. I know it's very lucrative, very popular. A lot of competition is out there though when it comes to this, and I've seen a lot of people approach it in a lot of different ways. I tried to approach this business model. I've gotten around people who've been successful at it. I've gotten around people who haven't been successful at it. I falling into the category, I guess you could say, in between the middle of that, having a little bit of success with it, having not the greatest amount, and then kind of putting it off to the side because it really is competitive, right? And this goes with a lot of businesses out there when it comes to home business. There's a lot of competition. But with your own web hosting business, all right, if you're looking at taking the approach of reinventing the wheel by starting a business completely from scratch with your own servers, kind of like HostGator and WebHost and all those different types of services, you can do that. I'm telling you, servers though, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Just going to be completely transparent with you. If any of you who are watching this video have dealt with web hosting before, let alone when it comes to servers, if you've ever had your own website and had a lot of traffic, a lot of visitors to it, it can build up pretty quickly where you got to upgrade, and you got to upgrade to a hosting account and all these different types of things. So dealing with that, you're going to have to deal with servers, all right, people who have servers that are really good, all right, so it would be a good idea to build relationships with server hosters. All right, that would be the ideal place to start when it comes to web hosting. I've seen a lot of people take that approach where you have to start from scratch. I've seen a lot of people also take the approach where you can buy and sell, okay, where you buy like HostGator, you buy web host services, and then you mark it up and you kind of sell it as your own profit in a sense, but really it's just being an affiliate with the program and service. And it's just all about having a good marketing process, all right, strategically marketing yourself out there, targeting the right people. And I would say ideally that's more of the attractive approach. In fact, I had gone with the first approach when I first got started, went over to the second approach, and that was where I actually started to see results a lot quicker. And I would suggest, if you want to start a web hosting business, to take the second approach where you're actually not reinventing the wheel, not having to go out there and build relationships with people who already have server, hosting companies, and actually just be able to use a third party like, HostGator, like WebHost, and then just sell it, in turn to create a profit, and the margins in between there, they can actually be pretty lucrative for yourself. But that in a nutshell is kind of in an essence of how you can start your own web hosting business. I hope that makes sense. And then from that point on, you can start marketing on Facebook, Instagram, all these different types of social media platforms to effectively attract the right target market to you. Now, I will say this on the side of that, alright, just a side note. If you're looking at this only because you want to build a business from home, if you're looking at this because you want to build a business online from home, before you consider heading down either or path, whether you're starting from scratch, a web hosting company, or you're buying and selling, okay, so you're pretty much like buying retail price, marketing, or I should say buying wholesale price, marketing up retail price, or buying retail price and marketing up to your price point where you can turn a profit. Before you head down that path, buying and selling, alright, I would strongly advise you learn how to create a leveraged business model if you're only looking at this to build a business from home online. What do I mean by that? Simply put, where you don't have to deal with buying low and selling high, where you don't have to deal with reinventing the wheel, because I'm telling you, both of those, it's kind of a learning curve, a big learning curve, but you have to learn with any business, I know, but the maintenance that's required with maintaining a consistent, steady cash flow and income for yourself, it can be tough, alright? I'm just telling you from experience, which is why I've got a lead I want to throw your way before you head down either or road. And my story with this goes back about a year ago when I transitioned from this business model, buying low, selling high, and other different types of businesses, and I came across a person who was building a business online without creating their own products and services, without buying low and selling high, alright, without having to build relationships with server hosting companies, and without having to go out and cold prospect people, alright, chase people down, because they weren't dealing with shipping and handling, inventory, or creating their own products. I started to model and copy this person. They're making like a high multiple six-figure income, traveling around the world, building their business at the same time wherever there's internet location. And in less than a month, it was a little less than a month, I was able to model them, create a full-time income business working part-time. Haven't looked back since. I worked my butt off through that period of time, had to learn a lot of things, but I'm telling you, it's just what's possible, alright? And if you want to learn to build a business online in a leveraged, lucrative fashion, the best thing you could do is go completely on the internet, where you're not reinventing the wheel, where you're not going through the big learning curve of, you know, buying low and selling high and all that stuff, that can actually cut down the amount of money that you can make. It cuts down your profit margins, and so it can bite you in the butt if you're looking at you know, starting an online business because you want high profit margins, a high income. So that's just my tip, that's my experience, and you know, don't reinvent the wheel. Buying low and selling high is awesome, but if you want to create a highly profitable business model that's consistent, reliable, and, you know, long term, learn how to deal with building a business online in a way that doesn't entail those things, that doesn't incorporate those things. That way you can have the time freedom to enjoy what you want to do instead of being on the computer all day long and trying to figure out, you know, how you're going to buy low and sell high and how much profit you're going to make from this and versus this, and always looking for the next best competitor. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just to save you a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I know a little opinionated, but I can only share with you my experience, so I hope you enjoyed it. It's been fun. I look forward to seeing you on the beaches of the world. And if you'd like to learn more information about how to build a business on the internet, you know, from home, if you want to learn how to do this and you're coachable, you're willing to put in work, connect with me on my site. Check it out. It's 123marketingtips.com. I'll put a link down below in the description, and I appreciate you. Take care.